So hi everyone, I have a new video and this one's pretty different from the rest of my ramblings. I'm actually going to give you guys a small a garden tour of only part of the garden. So there's been a lot of stuff going on in the garden recently. A lot of the beds actually got expanded and a lot of things got rearranged, and of course since it's expansion in beds, there's more room for more stuff. So I'm going to describe this part of the garden really quick. It's actually underneath a Cleveland pear tree. Here in El Paso, they're not invasive like they are in the northeast or in the Pacific Northwest parts of the United States. It provides dampened shade. The roots aren't too aggressive. The soil underneath it, close to the base, dries out pretty severely, so I have to consider what I plant there. And it's been a trouble area, but other than that, it's a pretty good shade tree. The bees love the flowers. It doesn't produce as much fruit as a Bradford. Well, I'm not sure this one's a Bradford or Cleveland. But anyways, so back here we have a cast iron plant that's been in here for like 3-4 years, and I thought we almost lost it. The first year that we had it, we had a severe winter that pretty much fried it, but now look at it, and it's actually expanding this way, which is fine. Back there, hidden, is a honeysuckle vine, Lonicera confusa. Kind of looks like Japanese honeysuckle, but the leaf is more hairy and it's not as invasive. Going this way, I have a small little heavenly bamboo, Nandina. I can't remember the name of this one, but it's a dwarf variety that only gets 3 feet. There's 2 Nandinas in the garden. I'm hoping they do produce berries. There's been some articles out saying that the berries are really harmful for birds, but if you read the article, it says that birds are getting poisoned by them because it's the only food source, so they're overdosing on the berry. Here the birds have plenty to eat, and most of the birds in my yard, I only see them eating the pear fruit, so let's see. But if it becomes a problem, I'll get rid of it or remove the fruiting bodies. But it's a nice evergreen, and it should turn reddish and purple in the autumn. Up here we have a couple of daylilies, Heuchera Flora plena. It's a ditch daylily, super aggressive. I moved most of them to the front yard at this area that we call the house strip, which is right where the curb meets the street, and I guess some of them got left behind. This is a Viola Lambudorsia. It makes a pretty good ground cover. It's pretty aggressive, and I think this one's another one that, depending on where you are in the country, it may be invasive, which I believe. So be careful with it. And then back here we have Silencio stellata Giovanni's Select. It's from Annie's Annuals. It doesn't look that good, but close to the base right there, I see new growth. Silencios, well, this species, Silencio stellata, also has another name, Cineraria. They're a florist plant, and a lot of them have been bred to be like super dwarf little things. Like they kind of look, honestly, they kind of look disgusting. It looks like a Oompa Loompa, but a plant. This one, Giovanni Select, was selected because it's it kept the natural habit of the plant. And this one had purple flowers. It comes in a variety of colors. It did produce seed, and I sprinkled it throughout, so I'm hoping that they start popping up and I get some other colors from within that selection. I like it. Pretty cool plant for the shape. They're from the Canary Islands. This right here looks like a normal everyday clover, but it is Oxalis, spiralis, volcancoa. It's not aggressive like other clovers. It will clump up over time, but it won't run and self-seed. It has this really nice purple foliage that the yellow flowers pop out through a lot. The yellow flowers, I've seen elatior glossum, these tiny little black bees visit them. So it is attracting pollinators. Right next to it is a Carex that I can't remember the name. I want to say it's Carex grayi, but I'm not too sure. I like the contrast between the two, and it'd be nice to put something with like a citrusy or silvery leaves to complete that. Maybe a Brunnera. That would be nice right there. And then up front right here we have a Heuchera Citronella, which has these really nice lemon yellow flowers. Shoot, I'm getting attacked by mosquitoes. Very nice plant, good ground cover. The bed right here it slopes at a pretty steep angle, so this part of the plant is going to have a lot of low ground covers just to hold back the erosion. And we already have 2 ground covers. So right here we have Ajuga repten's bronze beauty, and as you can see it's already spreading, so it sends out these little above ground runners that then root themselves in place. Has blue flowers. Most of the arugula reptens have blue flowers, although I think there is a couple pink and white ones. Right here we have a Veronica, and this one is Veronica corsica. I used to have a Veronica here when the bed was shorter and closer to the tree, and it didn't like it, probably because of competition from the roots of the tree. Veronica repens. I'm hoping to get it again and put it further down. This one has blue flowers, and just like the Ajuga, it'll send these little runners that will then root themselves in place. And then we have a couple seedling stuff that I have no idea what it is. We got more of that viola, Labradorchia. Jesus Christ, the mosquitoes are after me. Back here we have Azalea, a rhododendron, and I can't remember the name. I think it's shoot. What was the name? Hello. What was the name? I can't remember the name, but it's a deciduous azalea. The leaves would turn orangey red in the autumn, and then it has those creamy white flowers with a yellow interior early in the spring. This plant right here is Torx cape. I'm not gonna bother saying the Latin name because it's really long. But this one, it's been self-seeding, so this is a self-seedling. There's another couple more seedlings over here, and one of them I'm going to move back over there because it's in the wrong place. Back there we have a lilac bush, which is Syringia Miss Kim, I believe. Syringia Marii Miss Kim. Early bloomer. I think it blooms the second flush in the autumn. It's doing pretty good there. This vine is a relative of Boston ivy, but it's the Chinese species. Again, I can't remember the name. And the leaves have some discoloration because early in the season there was a whitefly issue, but now it's gone. This one is a Japanese holly fern, Cryptotormium, and I can't remember the species name. But it's an evergreen fern, been here for years, gone through hell and back, super tough. Gotta love. If there's a fern that I recommend, it's this one. Then right here we have Ophiopogon Nigrescens, black mondographs. It will have these little white flowers or purple flowers that they look like they almost never open, and it produces white berries. Pretty cool, pretty popular amongst landscapers. I saw it, it was on discount. Not my favorite plant, but I'll take it. And it's actually spreading. You can see it right there. That's cool. I don't mind if it spreads here and there between other plants, but I'll have to keep an eye on it. Then right here, this is another fern. This one's a new one, Dryopteris x remota. It's actually a natural hybrid between 2 different types of Dryopteris species. This one's supposed to be evergreen. Then right here we have another Heuchera, which is Heuchera Obsidian. And then right here we have Japanese variegated Carex, which is Carex morrowii, Aurea-variegata, I believe. It looks really bad. I bought it, I think, this week on discount, but it should if it will flush out. I'm not gonna give up on it. And it looked really nice, that variegated bright yellow leaves with this dark purple. It helped things stand out. Back here we have a Cuphea Strybing beauty. Not looking too good. It's been through hell and back, but it's reflushing. Behind it is an oak leaf hydrangea cruciflorium peewee. Hydrangea cruciforium is really cool. It's called the oak leaf hydrangea because the leaves kind of look like an oak's leaf. They turn really nice colors in autumn. It has white flowers. This one's called peewee because it's a dwarf variety. So the straight species and some of the older varieties will get 10-12 feet in height and in width and diameter. This one only gets 4x4, so perfect for small spaces, and I've always wanted one of those. Then there's a gap behind it that I'm thinking of putting a tall grass and then maybe a potato vine. Right there is a hibiscus cisplatalis. It's from Brazil. It gets about 5 feet. It has pink flowers. Right now it's just a stick, but hopefully in the coming months it'll take off even more. Right here we have Platycodon grandiflorus, and Sentimental Blue, I believe is the variety name. It grows about 2 feet by 2 feet, which is pretty short for a balloon flower. They call them balloon flowers because of the buds. Look, there's my dog Nuna. She's here for her attention. They call it balloon flowers because of the buds, and you can squeeze it and the flower will pop open. It's the only member in its genus, so pretty cool. Most of the balloon flowers are pink, blue, purpley, and white. Pretty good plant. I've tried them a couple times. They never made it, but hopefully here I'll take off. Back here is my pride and joy. It is Bahiana lunaroides, or the Texas orchid tree. So the plan here is for it to make an understory tree to the pear, so I could create layers in the landscape. And speaking of layers, back there is Forsythia Lynwood Gold, I believe, which it makes a pretty sizable shrub. It would want to grow globular, but I'm going to keep it pruned back more like a fan so it could cover this wall. Super early bloomer. Going to bloom probably January, February in our area. I'm excited for it. Always wanted one of those. A lot of people don't like them because they kind of look messy, but I've never seen anyone grow them here in El Paso, so something new. Let's see how it goes. And of course we have a bunch of salvias that's self-seeded here. This is Salvia corsinii. Pretty nice plant. Hummingbirds love it. I've seen native bees go to it. I don't mind if it self-seeds itself around. And then if you look at the base right there, those little seedlings are Morrowii jalapa, or 4 o'clocks. And I don't mind if they seed around here. And if they're in the way of where I'm going to plant something, I'll just yank some up. Right here we have Festuca glauca Elijah Blue. Really nice grass, classic. Has these really nice bluish green leaves. And of course it'll produce little seed, flowering stalks and seed heads that kind of resemble oats. And then right here is a native plant. It's a scrambling plant, so it's a vine, but it doesn't really climb that high, so I'm going to have it scramble through some of its neighbors. This is Morada. Shoot, I can't remember the species name, but it's snapdragon vine, and they come in different colors too. Now I'm going to just plant it today. This is what's it called? Moonbergia. I can't remember the name of it. But it's a Moonbergia. And I was worried about it because it was actually planted further back there when the bed was more narrow. I moved it, never had a lot of luck moving grasses. But it went into shock, and now it's recovering. So that's awesome. I'm really excited for this guy. Semi-evergreen. Does need a little tidy up. And then right here we have a blueberry bush. Actually, there's 2 blueberry bushes. There's this one, which is the shorter of the 2. And there's another one right in front of the cast iron plant. So I put the blueberry bushes here because we are planning on making a veggie bed. And I'm planning on putting bushes and small fruit trees in that little garden extension. But blueberries would definitely not make it there. It will get too much sun. So I decided to put them here in the, I guess, woodland section of the garden. So this one is pink shorebird and the other one is blueberry Brussels, which is a trait name. But they're both short. They're from a species Veresium corborsum, which is semi-evergreen. If it gets really cold, they'll drop all of the leaves. If it doesn't get cold, they'll keep most of the leaves, and then those leaves will turn purple and red, and which will provide a lot of cool autumn color. And then in the spring, they'll have little bell-shaped flowers that would then turn into blueberries. And this one already had a ton of blueberries, so that's cool. I'm just curious to see if I'm gonna get to them first, or will the birds get to them. And then right here we have Jacob's ladder, Paulownia corynneum. Really nice plant. Will form and make a good clump. And then in late spring, early summer, midsummer, I'll have blue flowers that will attract a lot of bees. This is a grass I've always wanted. This is Japanese bloodgrass, named bloodgrass because of the red edging. And I think this one is Imperiala cylindrica rubra. And you want to be careful with this one because if it reverts to the green version, the straight species, it becomes super aggressive. So keep an eye on that one too. Right here we have another Heuchera, a plain green one, which is not looking too hot. I'm going to give it a quick cleanup. This one is Heuchera sangrinia, I want to say ruby bells, and it has red flowers, and I've also seen elatior glossum bees go to that. And again, this one will make a good ground cover type plant. Right there is an Agastache Blue Boa, pretty tall plant. It'll do good there. Attracts bees like no tomorrow. It's establishing itself. I've tried it a couple times in a different location, but I think here the soil is a lot more richer. It'll do great. Back there we have mock orange, which is Philadelphus mexicana flora plena. It has semi-double flowers. It's a pretty sizable bush, but the plan is for it to cover this monstrosity here. And I'll probably put a vine back there too to help cover it even more. But it has some flowers in summer, white with a yellow interior, super scented. Smells like orange blossoms, so that's going to be really nice. And then right here we have Penstemon strictus. All spread and make a clump. Has the leaves at the base stay evergreen, blue flowers. Hummingbirds and bees are going to love it. Back there, that guy, which kind of looks beaten up, but I've seen a lot of these guys do that. This is, what is this? I think it's the sun getting to it. Damn, what is this? This is spirala, and I can't remember the name, but it has these little flat flowers that are pinkish white. But this one, people grow it for that nice yellow green leaves, and it's already resprouting, so I think it just went into some shock. So hopefully it recovers. And that will be a nice understory layer to this, because this right here is a Vetrix tree. It's a hybrid called Summertime Blue. And the plan for this guy is to limit up. So this one will grow 5 feet, the orchid tree will get about 10 feet, and then above both of them will have the pear tree. And then to finish it off right here, we have a carnation, which I bought like a couple days ago, and it has more buds. This is Dianthus Hello Yellow. It's part of a line of Dianthus called Promotional. Pretty cool. I like any Dianthus that has yellow in the flower. It's pretty rare. There's only one species of Dianthus that has yellow flowers, which is Nappii. So that means this one has that somewhere in its bloodline. Pretty cool. Border Dianthus. Right here, this guy that looks dead is a milkweed called Asclepias linearia, or the pine leaf milkweed. It had good roots. I'm expecting it to come back up. I'm not going to give up on it. And then to finish this off, we have this one, which is Aqualesia Tequila Sunrise. The flowers just went over. It had orangey yellow flowers. Really liked it. And yeah, that's it. I'm not going to go any further until the rest of this part matures a little bit more. But we'll probably come back here another time too, as I add more plants and as these guys grow. So thank you guys for listening. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, recommendations, leave it down below. Thanks. Have a good one.